Hello and welcome to this video. I am currently off camera simply because I was walking the property today and I checked my cedar tree and realized that these little purple juniper berries of alcoholic goodness were ready to be harvested. It's my hope to try to harvest probably about 90 milliliters by volume. That should be enough for a gallon batch, I hope. So, yeah. But first, what we're going to do is we're going to harvest. I'm going to show how I harvest the berries. And basically, all I do is take my mason jar, stick it over the berries, and basically get it in there. Of course, I'm not trying. This isn't going to work because I'm trying to hold. And there we go, juniper berries. Like I said, it's going to be time to make some East Texas juniper berry or cedar berry wine, or gin, compound gin, or brewed gin, depending on what all you want to call it. Till later in the video. Peace. Something quick I need to point out from the earlier part of this video. This tree right here is a East Texas juniper tree, or Juniperus Ashei. Yeah, that's what it's called. They were referred to as cedar trees simply because when white folks showed up in this part of the country, it reminded them of what they knew to be a cedar tree. And a lot of people, even myself, will refer to these as cedar trees, but they're not. They're not a true cedar. They're a juniper. And that is why you can brew with their berries. So, I just wanted to get that cleared up before we proceeded on deeper into the video. So, love and peace. Now that we have straightened out stuff with trees and proper names and stuff, let's start putting this together. This is going to be video part 1. I've decided to go ahead and break this into multi-parts simply because of length and downtime. What we are doing is we're to the point we're going to start putting things together. I'm going to make my extract, take my juniper berries. I'm going to add a little bit of vanilla, a little bit of lemon. I'm going to run them through the blender. I'm going to boil everything, put it in a plastic 1-gallon container, put it in the refrigerator, and let it steep. I am a culture where we steep things. Our culture, I mean, we take tea, we bring it almost to freezing, we put 14 tons of sugar in it, and we call it good. So, we are a steeping culture in Texas. We drink things, especially our tea, cold. So, without further ado, I am taking an idea that I got from making Homebrewing Wild and Cheap, and like a U.S. television network desperate for ratings, I'm stealing it and putting my own spin on it. I did harvest a whole bunch of the juniper berries off my juniper tree, or cedar tree. I will probably refer to it in these videos as a cedar tree, but as pointed out previously, it is not a true cedar, it is a juniper. Also, that reminds me, making Homebrew Wild and Cheap, I have a ton of extra wild Juniper Ashei. I pronounced it correctly earlier, but I have a bunch of wild, freshly harvested berries extra. If you want them, hit me on an email. It should be down here somewhere at the bottom of my description. I think it's like the very last thing, my email. Hit me on an email, and I'll see about getting them to your side of the pond as fast as I can. But without further ado, get the camera turned. have it on top of the coffee pot, by the way. I may have to do some finagling with the camera to get everything in view. Okay. Let's just do it this way, I guess. Okay. I have 25 grams of juniper berries. They're freshly picked. What I'm going to do is I'm going to put them in the blender. I'm going to add a little bit of water. A little bit of water. And I'm going to cut me a lemon. I'm going to put a little bit of lemon juice and a little bit of lemon pulp in there because I like lemons. Let me get the store label off it. And voila, lemon juice. And because I'm weird, I'm going to throw some vanilla. This is good vanilla. This is Mexican vanilla. In the States, it just happens to be the best vanilla you can get. Put about that much. That looks like a good amount of vanilla. And I'll put the lid on the blender. And we're going to blend. Nice smell. Put it in for a little bit longer. I don't know if you can see it on the camera, but you get little bits of juniper berries floating around. Now I'm going to get and peel out some of the flesh, maybe. Here, do it this way. A little bit of the flesh from the lemon, put in there. I do have a bit of an eclectic taste, so it's just me. Put that in there, put that in there. I will turn the camera off for a couple minutes so I can set up the boil. Okay, we got our stuff going in our pot. The water is coming up to a boil, so I will be adding this stuff, the mixture here. Bit more. Add a little bit more in here. I am only making a 1 gallon batch, so I made sure and got all the little juniper berry goodness that I can get out of into it. We'll bring this to a boil. Then I will let it boil for a little while. Then I will let it cool. Put it in my jug and set it in the refrigerator and let it steep for a while, probably a day or two. Then I will take the rest of my water, boil it, add my sugar to it, then combine the two, Yeast I plan on using is Red Star Blanc Premier. It can get 14-18% alcohol, which is respectable for this. So this pretty much brings us up to the end of part 1. Till next time, love, peace, and good brewing. Later.